Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate World of Light Run on Rocket Rabbit Commentaries. And in this episode, we'll be actually entering the final of the three major areas for World of Dark after we go and take down Karate Joe, who is, of course, being represented by Ryu. Go! Karate Joe is actually a character from Rhythm Heaven, so...
No, it is true. There is a lot of rhythm in the martial arts and boxing.
Speaking of Rhythm Heaven, we actually have a new Rhythm Heaven game coming out, according to our latest Nintendo Direct. Which I'm not actually a fan of the Rhythm Heaven games, mostly because they seem to be relatively simple when it comes to rhythm games. And if I'm playing a rhythm game, I'm more into the Guitar Hero style of rhythm games. It's why I spent a couple of years, playing Clone Hero. And it's eating up way too much of my hard drive space with it. But, yeah, the fight, honestly, is a little difficult because of the steroids that Ryu gets. But it's not honestly all that noteworthy. Mostly because the boxes that get thrown out are usually empty. So, anyway, Frog and Prince. This particular event match specifically is supposed to teach you about this particular assist trophy, Prince Horus. And yeah, what he will do is he'll chase down opponents, do a flurry of blows, and have a small amount of knockback at the end of the attack.
I know this area. This is from Kirby's Dream Land.
Yes.
Sorry,
Frog and Snake. Frog and Snake actually enhances into Prince Horus, and as it's another advanced ace level spirit, we won't. And the fact it's defensive in origin, we will not be actually using it. But unfortunately, now we have to deal with Mega Man.exe, who is from it's the Battle Network series. That's right. This fight without Zap 4 immunity is virtually impossible because, unfortunately, Mega Man as a projectile combatant is actually extremely difficult to deal with on these platforms. So you need to attempt to bring him down to the base level so that you can actually engage him in fisticuffs, if you will.
I mean, this is basically the battlefield map from Super Smash Bros. Melee, which was based on the wireframe fight from Super Smash Bros. 1.
But we're not quite done yet. Yeah, something that the intro to the fight actually tells you is that you have to defeat the main fighter in order to win, but it doesn't tell you when we are going to actually start fighting the main fighter. I think you have to take down two of these Mega Man that have got the Mega Man.exe steroids, and then one final one that's got even more steroids. Specifically, this one has got Beam Sword on it. To be perfectly honest, this fight isn't that difficult, but it can get you off guard if you are unprepared for it. It's a good thing that we actually bothered to go get Dr. Light in this run, specifically because without a Zap floor immunity, I would not be able to clear that map. Not a chance. But for being able to clear it, we now have access to unlock Rosalina and Luma. Rosalina and Luma as a fighter is honestly relatively interesting in that she is effectively a less complicated version of Ice Climbers. She uses her Luma as an additional smash partner, and while Luma itself doesn't actually hit as hard as Rosalina does, the fact that they can actually combo very nicely together is their primary gimmick.
Like, wait, Rosalina, hug me. Hey, Starry Man Luma. Coming back at you.
There you go. I like Rosalina and Luma, but I'm not very good with her, especially in this game. In Smash 4, she and Palutena were some of my favorite characters to actually play with, but I never actually got all that good with either of them. I actually got okay with Palutena, to be perfectly honest, but that was mostly because custom moves allowed me to shift Palutena's strengths around quite a bit. Anyway, welcome to the Mysterious Dimension. This is where we have to deal quizzes. Every time you get a quiz correction correct, you get additional prizes for it.
Ready? Go!
Tiny Jigglypuff fight.
Yes. Winged Pikmin. Yeah,
all three
of the fights that are here are Pikmin fights. And to be perfectly honest, you if you know what the answer to this quiz question is, it being winged Pikmin, you should do that first and then go do the other two, specifically because the other Pikmins here are important pieces for some of the Spirit Fusions later on. We are not going to be showing them off because they're not tied to character unlocks, and our run is mostly about showing off all the character unlocks. Hey, Pooh. Yeah, we're actually going to be doing a lot of Earthbound stuff in the next several parts. Pooh is actually from the second Earth. I think he's technically from the second Earthbound game, specifically as our tertiary Psy Spammer, as he is primarily a physical attacker, but he actually gets access relatively early on to PK Starstorm, and he's the one that eventually. Well, I don't think he eventually teaches it to Ness, but he is the player's introduction to PK Starstorm, I think.
PK Starstorm.
1,000 spirit points. Now, if you're going for all the character unlocks, you do have to do most of Mysterious Dimension, specifically on each of these pathways. No, it's not the Maruhige shop owner that sells furniture. It's Red from Animal Crossing.
Ready?
Supposedly Red is actually stealing a bunch of furniture in order to sell it back to you, but I'm not entirely sure how he would do that, as he is a relatively wimpy-looking fox character,
So that seems like a pretty counterintuitive kind of answer that the player would get to the question. Like most people, I think, if this is the first time playing through the game, they would pick and go right and then realize, oh no, that wasn't the right one. But now because I got the wrong answer to the question, because now all of a sudden I'm in a quiz show in a Super Smash Bros. Game, then now I have to do an extra fight, which is more difficult than doing just one fight.
No, it's not. The Maruhige shop owner fight is not actually all that difficult. You get a bunch of items for it.
Well, yeah, but it still comes at a cost because you have to do two fights instead of just one.
But the thing is, losing out of the 1,000 spirit points definitely matters if you're going for 100% of for full game completion. Don't. Just don't. The more than 1,100 spirits in Smash Brothers will forgive you for not going for 100% completion on it. They will. Okay. Anyway, we're doing the fighter unlock for Rob. Rob is actually extremely powerful in this game, and while he's been a joke character in both a Brawl, and I want to say that Rob was also in Melee, right?
Rob was not in Melee,
okay,
no.
But Rob was definitely in Brawl, and in Brawl he was effectively a joke character. He's actually really powerful in this game, specifically because they upped his damage values, and they actually made him a little bit faster. Rob's final smash specifically is extremely interesting in that it's a Giga Charge Laser that other characters like Lucario get as well, but his is a horizontal one that he can alter the directionality for. But yeah, all the quiz questions in the mysterious dimension are semi-popular Nintendo references, which makes several of the quiz questions very easy for me to remember, specifically because I've played a lot of Nintendo games. However, a good portion of these franchises I happen to know through not anecdotal osmosis, but tangential osmosis. Oh, and because I played this mode, you know, like 4 times before this in order to do practice, and because I actually really enjoy going through World of Light on my own.
Now towards the sunken city.
This one you might be able to get, Mr. Cloud. Which spirit is
Which
the king
spirit-
of Twilight?
The king of Twilight. Yep, it's Zant.
Yep, it's Zant.
Which is that it's still a misleading question because Zant is not a true king. He's a usurper.
Although he is a usurper, the plot for Twilight Princess is specifically about him being a usurper, and he spends most of the game being the king of Twilight. So.
Right, until you find out.
Zant
that
he's
is not the
borrowing
truth.
power from Ganondorf, and that Midna is the actual ruler of the Twilight Realms.
No, it's not borrowing. It's usurping. It's taking.
No, he's
a
borrowing
seat of power that does not
he's
belong
borrowing
to you.
power from Ganon in order to usurp Midna. That's what the culmination of Zant's boss fight is all about. After Link starts actually dealing damage to Zant can't handle it and he goes crazy.
While I don't agree with your semantics, I cannot deny that you at least got the gist of the plot of Twilight Princess.
I've only played all the way through Twilight Princess a total of once, and it was one of the HD re-releases. Anyway, the Greninja unlock fight. I dislike Greninja. It's not that he's a bad character, it's that he moves too goddamn fast. He's very difficult to control on the ground. That said, in the air, Greninja is actually a bit slower than he is on the ground, and as such, he's actually very fun to play with. I think that Greninja is actually lacking a bit of kill power, though, specifically. His up smash is honestly one of his best moves, mostly because it hits multiple times. But it's difficult to actually hit anything with the arcs of the up smash, so, you know, he's not a character I really enjoy playing with.
Right, like some character. Well, that reminds me of how Sheik was described in Melee, because Sheik previously was not an independent character. She was a transformed character, but you had to play as Zelda in order to get even the chance to play as Sheik. While Zelda was slow, she had powerful attacks. While Sheik was fast, she did not have a lot of strong finishers. It's all pepper and no meat.
The transform stuff for between Sheik and Zelda was specifically in Melee, right?
Yeah, that was Melee only.
Because I remember
you could also start the fight. You could start the fight as Sheik as long as you you had to hold a button while the stage was loading, and then you could start the fight transformed as Sheik instead of having to transform first.
Okay, and that was in Melee, because I know that's a thing in Brawl.
There was a thing in Melee.
Okay. Hey, Andros. Andros enhances to an actual
3D
legend spirit,
specifically.
and that would make him relatively powerful if he wasn't tied to, a grapple primary spirit. But for successfully besting Andros, not only do we get this relatively cool treasure chest down here, which is what, more spirit points? Yep, more spirit points.
3,000.
We also get to unlock the character of Wolf. I like how Wolf is thematically. Wolf is extremely difficult to actually execute on because he doesn't honestly have all that high of power. He is slightly more powerful than a bunch of the other middleweight characters, but pretty much all of his specials are terrible, just absolute ass. Like his variant on the Fox Dash specifically is an upward slash attack instead of just a forward dash. And his Foxfire is less powerful. His reflector isn't as good, and his normal blaster doesn't fire as fast as either Fox's or Falco's, although it does more damage. So yeah, despite the fact that Wolf is extremely cool to be in this game, I don't think that he's actually all that fun to. Well, he is actually really fun to play with, but he is lacking a certain amount of kill power on him. Alright. Raymond Bryce. I have no idea where the fuck Raymond Bryce is from. I want to say he's from Parasite Eve, but I don't think he is. Bye.
He looks like a freaking Sims character.
He looks like just a dude.
No, he looks like a dude in GameCube games. His time had come and gone, Mr. Gurdat.
Alright, as we mentioned previously, we have another Earthbound fight. Lloyd! Lloyd is your in-party smart guy. He's got the ability through most of Earthbound to actually make better weapons than you can usually find if you're willing to actually feed him encounters and scraps and such. If you invest in Lloyd, he's an extremely potent party member, specifically due to the fact that he's one of the few characters that can actually use fireworks successfully, and fireworks are extremely powerful in Earthbound. That said, I don't know anything about classic Earthbound because I've never actually played Earthbound,
So, hence the Bob-omb Festival, because if Lloyd can launch fireworks if he's in your party, then this map is going to make it like you're up against, because here comes another fireworks show.
Yep.
Watch out. Better stay on the bottom cloud before you get bombed on the top cloud.
Oh, you can definitely die on the bottom cloud while the fireworks festival is going still. Definitely.
Die, you noob!
There. Lloyd is defeated. Waha.
We'll launch him into the air and watch him go explode.
I do wish that electric attack bonus was actually more relevant, but the fact of the matter is there's only a couple of characters that even have electrical attacks on them, and it's mostly just Pikachu and Pichu, so... technically, Ness and Lucas both have electrical attacks as well, but they use that for a recovery, not as a significant projectile.
Watch out, she's got sudden final smash.
She does. Unfortunately for her, we're still at too low a percent for her sudden final smash to actually take us down. So, although Corrin's final smash is very cool, she gets to transform into her Fire Emblem Dragon and attempt to kill us with water, and then she actually has double final smash. Unfortunately, Corrin's final smash is actually not nearly power enough to just kill you in 2 shots. It's a problem that actually a lot of characters have with their final smashes. But in the next episode, we'll continue on with the mysterious dimension. Be safe, everybody.